In this video, I'm going to show how you can create a PDF of a group in your Bubble app. You'll see here we've added a group element to our page. And if I go to preview mode and click on this Create PDF of Group button, we're going to generate a PDF of this group. And if we open it up, we see we have our group here. We've also added a company logo as a header at the top. To generate PDFs of our groups in this video, I'm going to be using the PDF Creator plugin. This is a Cranford Tech plugin, and you can install it by going to the Add Plugins button here in your Plugins tab and searching for PDF Creator. It has really detailed documentation, and it also comes with a really comprehensive demo app where you can see a bunch of workflows on how to generate PDFs for specific setups. Once you've installed the plugin, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your design tab. You're going to go down here, and because we've installed the plugin, we now have this PDF creator element. We're going to drop it anywhere on our page. And the first thing we need to do is we need to set this file uploads enabled to yes. This will permit PDF creator to actually upload the PDFs to your Bubble app so you can access them. Now, this is showing up here in our editor, but if we go to our preview, we're not actually going to see that element anywhere on the screen. But you'll notice there is a bit of a gap there, so it's almost as if it's invisible. So what I typically like to do is just change it to 1 pixel by 1 pixel and put it down the end of whatever group it's in. Okay, so now that we've installed the PDF Creator plugin, if we click on our Create PDF of Group and we go to Add a Workflow, we're now going to have the ability to use a specific workflow to create PDFs. So if you go to Element Actions, and then you'll see we now have an action called Generate a PDF Creator. This is going to give us a bunch of options on how we want to format our PDF. You'll see here the main one we need to fill in is this ID attributes one. And you'll see here this is the ID attribute of the element we're looking to PDF. And in order to access an ID attribute or add it to an element, what we're going to need to do, according to the documentation, is go to the Settings tab, go to General, and then if you scroll right down the end here, you'll see here under Advanced Options, our second advanced option is expose the option to add an ID attribute to HTML elements. So I'm going to tick that, and because I've selected that, and if I go back to my Design tab, and if I click on the first group I'm PDFing, you'll see now at the bottom, I have the option here to add an ID attribute. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to add in the ID attribute target group, and I'm going to click out of that. I'm then going to go back to my workflow. And under here, I'm simply going to type in the exact same ID attribute, target group, and we're good to go. So it's actually that simple. I'm just going to try it out here. If I click on Create PDF of Group, you can see here, if I open it up, I'm getting a PDF of my group. A couple of other options we can change on the Generate PDF Creator action. We can change the name of the file, so I'm just going to call this my invoice. We can decide whether we want to download it, save it to our database, or just one of those. We can get the scale value. So scale value is essentially a way of defining the quality of the PDF. The higher the value you choose, the better the quality, but also the bigger the file size. So I typically recommend starting off with a 2 or a 3 and then going up as you need to. So this time, if we generate our PDF, you'll see first of all it's called my invoice. If we open it up, we have that there. Okay, now let's say we want to generate a PDF of this group here, but also this group down here. What we can do is we can add an ID attribute to this second group. I'm going to call this target group 2. I'm going to copy that ID attribute. And then when I go back to my workflow up here, instead of having just target group as the ID attribute, I'm going to add in a comma, a space, and then paste in target group 2. So we now have target group 2. And this time, if I generate a PDF, we should get both of those groups coming out. So you can see that's our first group, and that's our second group. Let's say I want to add a logo at the top of every page of my PDF. PDF Creator lets us do this too. What I'm going to do is under here in the header section, I'm going to put something in my left header content field. And if we scroll a bit further down, you'll see here that under image for header footer, we have the option to upload a static image. So I'm just going to upload one quickly. And I need to add in the width and height dimensions that I want to show this logo in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 140 by 40. You can always adjust if needs be. And then in order to tell PDF Creator that we want to add in this image in one of our header fields, we need to use this special command here. You can see here the documentation is telling us you can upload it here and then type my image into one of the header or footer content fields. So these are our header fields. So if I simply type in my image, then that's going to add it to the PDF. I'm going to generate one now. If we open that up, we are getting the logo, but it's not really formatted in the way we want. And that's because it's overlaying it on top of the text that's in our group. So what we can do to get around that is we can add in a margin at the top of our PDF. So if I go back here, now generate PDF creator action, and let's say I add in a top margin of 100. This time when I generate my PDF, we're going to have enough room for our logo. And it's nicely formatted. So you can see here, that's the first page, that's the second page, and we probably don't even need 100 pixels. Maybe let's bring it down to 60. That looks a lot better. So now let's assume we want to save down our PDF to our database. You might remember we did already check the option here under the PDF creator element, which is here, that file uploads are enabled. And on our generate PDF creator action, we've also said save the database. Now, if we go into our database, you'll notice there's not actually anything here. However, if we go to the file manager section, we are seeing all our PDFs being uploaded here. So what we need to do is figure out a way to get the PDF from our file manager into our actual app data section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new type called PDF. I'm going to add a field to it called link, which is going to be of type text. And now if I go back to my workflow tab, the PDF creator comes with a number of events, and the event we want to use here is going to be called PDF creator saved to database. So basically, whenever PDF creator uploads a PDF to the file manager section of your Bubble database, this event is going to be triggered. And what we can do is we can create a new thing. The thing we want to create is a PDF, and the link is going to be equal to this PDF creator's URL. And this time, if we generate a PDF of our groups, we're going to be able to download it as usual. But if we go into our database, what we'll see is that we now have a link. And if we copy this link and we paste it in here, we also can access our PDF that way, which just makes it easy to link it to certain users, other data types, and reference it elsewhere in your app. So I hope that's been useful. That's just a quick overview of how you can create a PDF from a Bubble group. And if you have any questions, you can let me know below in the comment section.